Pro Group Management. Workers' comp that works for you.
You are watching 7 at 7, powered by the Las Vegas Review-Journal, the largest news team in Nevada.
A former Las Vegas casino executive wants the Supreme Court to revisit a landmark ruling. We'll tell you what this means. Thanks for joining us on 7 at 7 tonight. I'm Lena Bleetz. In your top stories, Steve Wynn asked the Supreme Court to reconsider a ruling that has been a bedrock of free press protections for the past 60 years. The former casino executive is seeking a review of the 1964 ruling in the New York Times versus Sullivan. The request is connected to a lawsuit Wynn filed against the Associated Press and one of its reporters. An AP story based on police reports detailed accusations that Wynn engaged in sexual misconduct with women. He has denied the allegations. Review-Journal executive editor Glenn Cook said any decision to unwind New York Times versus Sullivan would be, quote, a massive blow to press freedoms. Undocumented immigrants who commit crimes have privacy rights, according to Nevada officials. The Nevada Department of Corrections and Metro are withholding names of undocumented immigrants in their custody, citing privacy concerns. But immigration opponents say the information is key for the public to understand what is happening with undocumented people who commit crimes. In November, the Review-Journal requested names of prison and jail inmates in the metro area with Immigration and Customs Enforcement holds and asked whether these inmates had committed a prior felony. Prison officials released a list of nearly 700 inmates with names blacked out. Metro denied the request, saying the agency doesn't have a responsive record and cited federal law. Review-Journal Chief Legal Officer Ben Littman said the DOC is not following state law and there is, quote, nothing in the law to suggest the government can hide from the public the names of the people who have been convicted. The Department of Corrections has not responded to calls and emails from the Review-Journal. For more on this story, head to lvrj.com. An international arms dealer arrested at a Las Vegas firearms convention is indicted in federal court. Sergei Zarnikov is accused of conspiring to export firearms from the United States to Russia without the necessary license and illegal smuggling. He was arrested on January 24th at the Shooting, Hunting, and Outdoor Trade Show held this year at the Venetian Expo and Caesars Forum, according to the U.S. Attorney's Office for the District of Nevada. He will be arraigned in federal court in New York at a later date. If convicted, he faces up to 30 years in prison. In weather, sponsored by Star Nursery, your garden's partner for every bloomin' thing. Tonight, we can expect clear skies and temperatures dropping down into the 50s, continuing to fall to an overnight low of 48 degrees by 6 a.m. Looking at a sunny Saturday with a high of 67 and low of 43. Then a partly cloudy Sunday, high of 65 and low of 45. Next week, we start out with the sunshine, highs in the mid to upper 60s and lows in the upper 30s to low 40s for Monday and Tuesday. And we may finally see rain later in the week with highs in the mid 50s to low 60s. In business, brought to you by G Bank, your best banking experience ever. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority expects a drop in visitation for this year's Super Bowl compared to last year when Vegas hosted the big game. The LVCVA said Thursday that it projects 316,000 people will visit Las Vegas this weekend, a 4% decline from last year. Officials would not estimate the economic impact. They also did not say how many people would be in town for Super Bowl-related activities versus other reasons such as trade shows. Despite the looming threat of tariffs, Nevadans shouldn't expect skyrocketing gas prices. A AAA spokesman said Nevada relies more on oil from domestic sources in the Middle East, meaning it could be shielded from possible spikes in Canadian oil prices. On average, Nevada has the fourth highest gas prices in the country.
Vegas Nation brought to you by Station Casinos, STN Sports. Download the app today. It's Heidi Fang with some early draft talk. The Raiders are in the hunt for a quarterback, and Jackson Dart's draft stock is on the rise. Vinny Bonsignor speaks on how they may acquire him.
Is it at number 6? Do you trade back and hope that, maybe get him at 14, 15? The Raiders have a lot of tradable assets in terms of draft capital to move back up in the first round. So it'll be interesting to see what their intel is on where everyone else feels about Jackson Dart. If they don't have access to Cam or Shador, it becomes a question of when do you feel comfortable in doing that, and when do you start getting a little bit uneasy that if you wait any longer, somebody else is going to scoop him up.
The first round of the NFL Draft is set for April 24th.
In Health, brought to you by Centerwell Senior Primary Care. Discover primary care focused on you. Research shows different methods of cooking vegetables can affect their nutritional value, but it's not as simple as you might think. For example, raw veggies aren't always healthier because cooking a vegetable changes its structure and makes it easier to absorb nutrients. Dietitians say steaming and microwaving are considered the most nutritious methods, with blanching and boiling water not far behind. But if you want to cook your veggies in a little oil, that's fine too, because that can help fat-soluble vitamins absorb into the body.
Sports brought to you by PT's Taverns. With over 65 locations, there's a PT's near you. Visit ptstaverns.com. The Golden Knights are back in the win column after snapping a 4-game losing streak. They rebounded on Thursday night with a road win over the Devils. Jack Eichel contributed a goal in the 3-1 victory, marking the 8th time he has scored in their last 8 games. Aiden Hill made 14 saves for his career-high 20th win of the season. Up next for Vegas, they head to Boston to face the Bruins on Saturday. Puck drop is set for 12:30 p.m. Sports betting brought to you by the Las Vegas Paiute Tribal Smoke and Cigar Shop.
This is Todd Dewey with a Super Bowl betting update. This game shapes up as a pros versus Joes matchup at sportsbooks, as professional sports bettors are on the Eagles and the under, and the betting public is all over the Chiefs and the over. Kansas City has dipped from a consensus 1.5-point favorite to a 1-point favorite, and the total has dropped from 49.5 to 48.5. Some odds makers at the Westgate Superbook believe the wrong team is favored in this one, and that the Eagles could end up being small favorites by the time it kicks off on Super Sunday.
In your 7 at 7 lifestyle news, sponsored by Palms Casino Resort, your Vegas to California connection. Frontier Airlines launching new daily nonstop flights between Washington, D.C. and Las Vegas. The flights will begin May 1st and leave Las Vegas at 11 p.m., arriving at Dulles International Airport at 6:31 a.m. the next day. The return flight leaves D.C. at 8:01 a.m., landing at Harry Reid International at 10:16 a.m. Frontier is introducing the new route with promotional rates of $69 for a one-way ticket. United Airlines already offers 20 nonstop round-trip flights between Harry Reid and Dulles per week. Now for entertainment, sponsored by Arizona Charlie's, with live entertainment every weekend at both locations. Go to ArizonaCharlies.com to see who's playing. If you're looking for stuff to do in Vegas, we've got you covered with a list of 10 things to do this upcoming week. Support local artists tonight at First Friday. Love is in the Art is the theme for the monthly celebration starting at 5 p.m. Shania Twain wraps up her residency at Planet Hollywood this Friday and Saturday. Tickets start at $80. And if you are looking for a way to enjoy the big game, Happy Camper at Fashion Show Mall is offering a $90 all-you-can-eat package featuring chicken wings, pizza, brownies, and more. You can see the full list at lvrj.com. Thanks for watching 7 at 7 tonight. Watch 7 at 7 twice a day, Monday through Friday, and search Review Journal to follow us on your favorite streaming platform. See you Monday morning for more 7 at 7.
Review Journal Studio, sponsored by Knockby Injury Law.